Hey guys, Mike Hackett here, coming to you from the mothership. We're doing the Let It Out podcast. I'm here with none other than Joe Militello. He's one of our pros here. He's been a long-time junkie and a pro at Syphus training. But really, we're just here to kind of just talk about whatever. For a while now, we've been doing these podcasts. We've had a few different guests, but I didn't like the time crunch that we had on it, and so we're just kind of just letting it out and not really putting a time frame on it. So just kind of want to, you can't really get on a deeper level with somebody if you're like only refined to like 20 minutes.
Sure.
So one of the things I was noticing in preparation for our discussion today was I was looking at your stats, and I rarely look at people's statistics on a granular level and see how they do. But I noticed that you've done 347 workouts, but you've never not taken a score. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
So is that something like you pride yourself on, or is that like something you try to do, or?
Yeah, I'm taking a score no matter what.
Okay.
That's just, I just like the 100.
Yeah.
On the numbers. Actually, and I've done I did like 40 with the 55 this year too. So there's like a gap. I think August.
Okay.
I don't have a 45 number.
Okay.
Because I was using the 55 then.
So you're close to 400.
Yeah, I should be over 400. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like the 100, and I'm coming here to work out.
Right.
I want to keep track of it, and I want all the numbers to make sense when I'm looking at it and trying to break down whatever I'm breaking down in my head.
Exactly. No, because there are not a lot of people, but there are some people that they pride themselves on taking that 100, but only when their score is good.
Sure.
So that's gonna inflate their score. It's not really truly representative of how they are throughout the entire year or career.
Yeah, I mean, if you're working out 3 times a month, one low score with your higher scores, if that's what you do, is going to really affect it. But if you're working out consistently all the time, and there's a factor on why your score was bad, or there was a day I came in here, I just felt like shit. I felt so sick, and the score's gonna be low. I just knew it when I came in. But if you're working out 20 times a month, the one score is not gonna really matter.
Yeah.
But at least the whole month is a true overall number of what you did.
Right. It's like a true snapshot of your life. I mean, like for me, it's like, okay, I didn't sleep very well last night, or I didn't eat. I'm still going to take the score most of the time. For me, the only time I don't take a score is usually if I do like a lot of training. Like I'm in the middle of a workout. Yeah. There's some new people in here. Somebody needs help at the desk. We got some kind of order coming in. That's the time I won't keep a score, because I'm like, all right, that's not really representative of like my workout that day because I had to stop earlier, just do something like that. But like you said, it doesn't really give a good indication of like how you're doing, for that year or month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you do today's workout?
Yeah. 5:30 this morning we were here.
Yeah. Now Joe's always a 5:30 guy. I mean, unless I absolutely have to work out, that's the only time I'll do a 5:30. But usually, like if I could do 9:30 in the morning, or like today I did 3:30 in the afternoon, because I really do not wake up until later.
I mean, it's been over 2 years now where it's just a routine now. Getting up that early during the week, it works out with my schedule perfectly.
Yeah.
But I notice, when I come here on Sundays and I'm able to watch a couple classes, and then work out at 10:30.
Yes.
Where I've watched people go, and I'm not completely just waking up.
Right.
I seem to do better on those days sometimes.
Yeah.
There's times in the morning, like today, we killed it this morning. When there's not even a good crew, when there's a crew, when there's people here,
right,
and not just myself, or someone that comes in and maybe leaves or whatever. When there's people here, it's the energy in the morning is just awesome. And then getting done by 6:30 and knowing that you just did that before people are even showered for work, it's a good feeling.
It is the best cup of coffee like you could take. Like you come in completely dead, tired, walk out, even though you're still dead tired in a different way. You feel energized for the day.
Well, you brought up the 100 score.
Yeah.
With that, if I sign up, I I don't think I've ever canceled
Really?
a class.
Really?
And there's been
Yeah.
Sunday nights.
Right.
There's been some nights, where I went to the football game, the Sunday night football game, or went wrestling, or did something stupid.
Right.
But I told myself, if you're signing up, you're going. So as great as bad as the decisions I made the night before, I still in the back of my head, I'm coming tomorrow morning at 5:30. If I got 2 hours sleep, if I got 5 hours sleep, I'm still coming. So,
wow.
And then again, the same feeling when you're done.
Yes.
And then, just that feeling of commitment that you have
Accountability.
after, yeah.
Totally.
No one else is going to do it for me,
Right,
so,
and not that
I
it's
just like that.
It's not that it deletes whatever it is you did the night before, but it certainly.
No, it's that, yeah.
It certainly helps though. Like it feels like, all right, at least I still got up and didn't get off my routine. Because people can get in that habit of getting off the routine.
I think that's what I tell myself that I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
You do it one time, the second time and the third time are going to be a lot easier to do.
Right.
So never do it.
Yeah.
And then you won't get into that habit of thinking it's okay to do that.
Exactly. And I've been that person before where, one day turns into 2, turns into 4. And yeah, bad things can happen in that interim.
Yeah.
So, but you were talking about 5:30 crew. I'm trying to jog my memory. Being able to watch people. Again, we're not always meaning to talk about Syphus. It just so happens that's just how we're leading off. But like in turf wars, or if you're really, really trying to like score well, you do have an advantage as a pro because you're able to see, okay, where do people have that like hurdle that they're going to hit? Who am I like paced at normally with, and like where do I need to at least be at the 20-minute mark, and the 40-minute mark? So it does help.
When I'm, there'll be days when I don't know, like if Bill comes at like 8, like the first class on Sunday, I'm taking 15-minute markers.
Same.
I'm never hitting his markers, but
Yeah.
in my head, I know where I want to be at those times, and I can adjust beforehand, like where I'm going to run, where I'm going to not stop at 4 and come back,
Right.
where he got hung up, where I will too, it's just inevitable. But
You need to like account for like, okay, he got caught up for a minute and a half. Okay, I'm going to do 2 minutes.
Sure. But and then another things too, where like you got like, I don't know. Yesterday there was the 3 you had the 3 crazy legs in a row.
Yeah.
4 Montauk's in a row. If I'm going first and let's say I do 1.5, and then I like take a breath because I think I need to take a breath and rest.
Yeah.
But I don't really have to.
Right.
Seeing someone not do it,
Yes.
in my head's like, well,
Totally.
I don't have to stop now. Just keep going, Yeah. And that's the sort of things that you don't get at 5:30, where we're kind of setting the bar and the pace for whoever's going to go after us. And like today, like for the 4 bullies in a row or whatever. I don't know if Emma went today or not, but she saw like it was a tough stretch a little bit.
Yes.
But she can prepare beforehand and then get ready for it and just bust through it, knowing that you got something easier after, catch your breath, and then go right back into it. So
I mean, I usually open here on Thursday mornings, and you and Chris, and if it's Janice or whomever, like I can usually we're kind of like in the same level. You're usually a little bit higher than me, but I can usually score around you when I go after you because for that reason. I'm like, well, if he did it, I got to at least try, that type of mentality. So yeah, pros definitely have an advantage, but I mean, if you're someone watching and you guys do Syphus, it doesn't mean you can't stay and watch or come early and watch the people before you. So I mean, that's definitely something like a perk that I guess you get as a pro, just kind of knowing the pace. I mean, it would be really cool to eventually have some kind of wearable that can track people in real time, which is kind of like the future.
Yeah.
But I mean, the future of Syphus.
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about the wearables because I wore my heart rate monitor Friday.
Yes.
Friday night when we did the 100, and it had me at I think an average heart rate of like 142 and then a max of 163, which I mean I was going pretty hard. I can't imagine. 140 seems like
that's your average, you said?
That was the average.
Okay.
It seems like a
Right.
decent average for exerting yourself like I did. The max,
That's low.
It seemed low for
It
a
is,
max because
for
I
sure.
was definitely. I had a stretch where I was going pretty hard and I could
Yeah.
feel my breath. So I don't know if because it's one of those ones that goes around here.
Right.
So I don't know if it like loosened up a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe didn't get a good read.
Yeah.
And then what sucks about that too is I got a Garmin watch, and so it's tracking like your mileage. So it had me like at 0.4 miles
Exactly.
for 100 minutes. Like,
And like we discussed off air or off the podcast, it's got to be taking into into account that you're only going 60 feet, and it looks like you're traveling 60 feet at like a pace of whatever it was, like so slow,
like 25 minute miles.
Whoever like comes up with the algorithms are like, well, this guy's not going very far.
Well, then I had the 7-foot elevation for probably halos
or toes,
Yeah.
and then you're on the ground. So it looks like this guy's just walking like up and down stairs, like on a ramp, like in a hotel or something. But I mean, those things, they're way better than they used to be. Even just 10 years ago, they're much more accurate, and it reads your daily, your rest, and then some of them adapt at least to your physical lifestyle, and they'll change your steps or your goals for the day.
Yeah, this has. I think it starts out with you can set your steps one of two ways. You can set like a goal, like your goal is 10,000 a day.
Yeah.
Or what it'll do is it'll adjust by your average daily. The only problem doing that is you can never hit your goal and have it go down. So you would constantly be going up. Like there's no end.
Right.
So there'd be like days when I work from home, I'm not walking as much because I'm at a desk at my house. The fridge and the bathroom aren't that far. So you can see my trends on those days.
Yeah.
So let's say I had, like today, I have 12,000 today. And then tomorrow so my average for the week is going to go up tomorrow. So my average could be like 13 tomorrow. I'm only going to I'm going to have to work, like stop and walk just to get steps to hit the goal first.
So
and then
it's
keep it going.
looking at the week as a whole rather than like, okay, these are his down days. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But I have it set to just
Okay.
10,000 because it was annoying where
Yeah.
like it's not that big a deal if I don't get 10,000 steps. Like the world's not going to end if I don't have this streak on my Garmin app.
Yeah.
But I wanted it for so I would like make an effort to like I'd be pacing in the basement at 10 o'clock. Yeah, I mean, it's dumb. It's stupid.
Yeah, that's a little.
It's unnecessary, So I'm like, if I just set it for a number and I hit it. I mean, what are you gonna do,
That's my wife wears that same one, and she, like it'll tell her to get up and move, but she like ran like a half marathon.
They did it to
morning.
me.
Like, what?
Did it to me after the marathon?
Yeah.
We're sitting there eating. I'm like, get up and
Yeah. Yeah, I could see the value for that for someone like who unfortunately needs that reminder. Like, I've been sitting down for a while. I need to maybe like go do something, or at least get up from this. Maybe they're playing video games or on the computer or doing work. There's some value to that, and I think that's really where the wearables kind of has its like helpfulness in society, is the fact that it's like bringing awareness to how either sedentary or how like physically active you are.
I mean, whether it's as basic as just tracking your steps, you can really see how much you weren't doing pre whatever you're wearing.
Yeah.
And then getting anybody within the mindset like, oh, I'm wearing this to keep myself accountable. That's a positive. Whether it's accurate or convoluted in its algorithm or whatever, at least it's getting people moving, which is a good thing.
Yes. And that's it's an awareness tool.
Yeah.
And I don't think like you said, you don't need to take the calories that you burn as gospel. I mean, it's not that it's all a guesstimate, and they all have their own. They have their own algorithms. Something like Syphus, it doesn't know what Syphus is yet, so like it's not like really mashable with it. So I mean,
well, that's what I was saying yesterday too. Like I could run, I could run at 8-minute pace for a half hour, and it can tell me I'm burning 400 calories.
Right.
And I'm doing this for an hour and a half, and it's gonna tell me I burned 900. Like the effort I put in here is probably like 4 times that run.
Yes.
Come on.
And it's not, like I said, we were doing this in text, but it's that wearable's not measuring how hard it is to do that difficult task, whether it's a single leg inchworm or an MFT or whatever. It doesn't take into account like how much you're...
Or even crawling, it probably thinks I'm just laying down.
Or you're rolling over in bed a couple times.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, I guess you kind of take it with a grain of salt, but again, I think it's about the awareness is really where wearables are.
In the main reason I got the watch I did was for triathlons. My buddy, I went with him when he got his new triathlon bike. They had this watch. It was new at the time. They were demoing it, so he bought it.
Yeah.
He had it a week. He said it's awesome because I did the first 3 triathlons I didn't have a watch at all.
Oh.
I actually used my phone, which is
Wait, like you went swimming?
No, I didn't swim with the phone.
All right.
But this is what's ridiculous. So, you know, you get out of the water. You got to get your wetsuit off, get your bike stuff on, your helmet, and get ready to go. I'm fumbling around with a armband, trying to get the music app going. I'm listening to music, tracking on this. I mean, it's not allowed. One, they tell
really?
you you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Certain races, and it was just a time waster, you know, and
Right.
it wasn't accurate at all.
Not to mention you're lugging that thing around.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I mean, and then I remember the one transition when I went from biking to the run. I had 2 different apps because I was playing music and I was tracking it with like Map My Ride.
Yeah.
But then I went to the Nike Run app to run. So I'm sitting there trying to do this and I'm trying to run, you know.
Yeah.
And it totally reset everything. It was a nightmare. Yeah. So I ended up getting this watch and it's super simple. It's you get out of the water, press a button, start the bike, press a button. Keeps great numbers. It's got you tracking. It shows exactly where you are.
Right.
All sorts of data. It's awesome. In the battery, I mean, you can get the like notifications like the Apple Watch has.
Oh, okay.
But that'll drain it, and it's unnecessary for me.
I wouldn't want that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on my phone enough
Right.
as it is.
Yeah.
So I turn that off. In this battery, I can use this watch. I will need to charge it for like at least 8 days.
Wow.
Sometimes more.
And that's Garmin?
This is a Garmin, like 920 XT.
And we're not sponsored by Garmin
No,
or anything like that. Third time shooting this, so no, we're not sponsored by any of that. But, and you said you use it for triathlons primarily. I know you've got quite a resume of doing whether it's like obstacle races and stuff like that. I guess what have you done? Like, what's the most challenging thing that you think, like the single one that you can really point to?
So I did, the 2016, I did the Spartan, what do you call it, the trifecta. So I did all 3 distances of the Spartan. So I went to Ohio. It's funny, I went to Ohio to do the Beast, which is the longest one. I did that one first.
Is that unusual? People build up to it?
Well, I don't know. Probably. I mean, it's 13 miles and then like 30 something obstacles. I mean, it was like 2,500 feet of elevation. It was brutal. And that was in 2015 was the first time I did one at all, and that's the one I did. I did the hardest one first.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's the only one I did. And then 16, me and my buddies that did it were like, let's do all 3. Let's get this done. You know?
Yeah.
So we went back to Ohio, did that race again in that year. So we started going this way in 15.
Mm-hmm.
The way they had it in 16 was you went the opposite way. So it was a totally different course.
It's good and bad.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm gonna know what's coming up, know what to expect, and it was a totally different thing.
Okay.
And that was tough. I mean, that's like 4.5 hours. I mean, it was brutal.
Wow.
And I did the full marathon that year too, which
Detroit?
I really didn't train for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not a runner. I just started running.
I was gonna say, do you run like for these races? Do you prepare by running?
Yeah, I try to. I mean, I'm here a lot too. So like when I was training for the marathon, I think I ran 3 days a week, not a lot of distance. I read some article online talking about training for a marathon and not doing a ton of long runs.
Right.
Because not that it's unnecessary, but it's unnecessary. You can get it done without doing that.
Yeah.
And it's a complete time sucker. I mean,
you really need to be dedicated to it. I mean, 6 months out of the year, if you're going for, especially for like a time. That
exactly.
you want,
like my thing was, I wanted to finish it, you know, and I went there and I got before I did it, the longest I ran was 16 miles, I think.
Okay.
So I mean, I put in miles, but the longest run I had was 16 miles, and it was an awful run.
Okay.
I got through 10 miles and my pace was awful. I was completely out of breath, and I know I could run farther because I have,
Right.
but I just couldn't do it. And I talked to my friend, and she told me that, you know, sometimes your body's just ready to run at optimum pace, not back down. Because I was trying to go slower, to go further, and it just I just didn't function good like
Okay.
that, you know. But it was discouraging too.
I'm sure.
It's really discouraging in your head when you're like, I have 10 more miles I got to do here, and I
Yes.
can't do this, you
Mhm.
know. So when I got out there, 20 miles, no problem, and then I kind of hit a wall over in Belle Isle.
That's always.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And luckily, a pace group came,
Okay.
and I didn't stop, which was one of my goals too. I didn't
Yeah.
stop the whole time, which I was very proud
That's
of.
not easy to do.
Guys are handing me margaritas in wherever, I forget what it was. I'm like, what are you guys doing to me?
Salt and alcohol.
Yeah. So this pace group comes. I'm like, this is perfect. I'm gonna run into them. I think we have like 2.5, 3 miles left in.
Yeah.
So I stayed with them, and then I had the number of the beast time I wanted to beat.
Okay.
So I ended up just beating it by like a minute.
Did you really?
And it ended up working out great. That said, I don't think I'll ever do that distance again.
Because I have no desire to.
Yeah.
Like
Good.
Because I mean, I've heard. I mean, my wife's an avid marathon runner, but like, like you said, you only did 16 miles. In my head, I'm thinking like, oh shit, like like the hard stuff probably
Yeah,
came.
yeah.
20,
Well,
18 on.
I'm running down Harper too. It's not like there's any
Right.
elevation here at all.
Right.
I'm stopping at red lights.
Belle
for
Isle with
traffic.
the wind too.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty brutal out there. And then one thing that I have a theory on is if you're so used to doing like for here we do 1 hour. I know that if I end up doing some kind of workout that's just a little bit over an hour, my body's like, no, I'm done. I mean, like, yes, I can push it a little bit. You guys are doing 100
Yeah.
right now. Like, they do Syphus 100, so they do it for 100 minutes. I know other locations do it for 90 or whatever they do. But do you notice that, like, after that, like, hour, your body's kind of more tired, or you're used to doing an hour, or do you not?
I sort of so like for the half marathon, I sort of figure out in my head where I would be at in a
Yes,
workout here.
totally, yeah.
And depending on how I feel coming up to that hour, I'll either try and get a little extra before I feel a wall coming.
Yeah.
Or back off a little bit,
Yeah.
and then so I can push through depending
Interesting.
on factors or whatever. But I do always bring it back to like my mindset and my the way my body feels during a workout here.
It's very interesting because I mean I've done that before. I've only run a half marathon once. I would do Syphus I think 4 days a week and then just one long run. That's all I did, and it was this really really hilly run, and it was really tough. And after I did that, I'm like, all right, 13 miles is good enough for me. But a while back, and this is probably going back 5 years ago, I actually tried to come up with what your score would be as opposed to like what your pace would be for halves and fulls.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wouldn't be accurate now because the scores on our end has changed quite
Sure.
a bit. But I mean, you probably could say like, all right, if you're scoring in the 800s, you're probably going to be able to run like a 140 or whatever it
Sure.
is, But it's funny how you have that perceived, exhaustion or fatigue in both methodologies of exercise, whatever it is. Except for some reason, like running seems almost all legs, but once you start running long miles, that you're feeling it all.
Yeah,
over.
my shoulder starts hurting
Shoulders,
sometimes. Yeah,
totally.
it's crazy. Like I just had just weird nagging injuries that started happening. I got like an Achilles strain
Really?
at one point, which is horrible.
I've heard.
But
of that,
I dive in with my feet, so I
Okay.
think that doesn't help anything.
No.
And like I said, I'm not a runner by trade,
Right.
so I'm sure I
Yeah.
don't have good form,
Yeah.
or I'm not training properly in terms of like a
Set schedule.
well, yeah,
leading
and
up
there's
to
like
it.
names of runs. I don't even know what those are. Like there's what are the
Like a tempo run.
yeah
Yeah. Okay.
tempo run.
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
I run at my race pace when I run, and then
Yes.
if I don't, I call it a bad run. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
No.
I can't like doing like a quick sprint and then a walk just doesn't work for me.
Right.
I'd rather just run.
Yes,
Now
I'm that
that's
way too.
probably
Yeah.
to my detriment in terms of getting faster.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's just the way my body works.
Right.
I'm just if I want to get faster, I definitely would have to
And you
concentrate
could, too.
on that. Yeah, for sure. It's not like it's not like I'm opposed to it.
Yeah.
I'm just set in the ways, and I mean, I'm not going to win these races.
No, right,
You know,
right.
so-
I'm right there with you too. Whether it's this or running, it's just kind of like I'm gonna go at what my body feels like doing today. I mean, yes, I like to push myself. I'm not saying that I don't like that, but it's like if I'm if I'm going out for a run, I'm not trying to set any records. I mean, Syphus, yes, we have numbers, and maybe you want to maintain a standard, but it's definitely not one of those things where it's like I'm not gonna kill myself to break, like a 20-minute mile on a 5K or something like that.
Right.
So what did you do prior to Syphus? How long have you been doing it, and then like what did you do, I guess, prior to it, and what got you in the door?
So I always wanted to. I'll go back.
Mm-hmm.
So I always wanted to do a race. My friends started running, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and I always wanted to run. So I got married in 2008. My buddy got married in 2008. A few months after us, 1 month before our honeymoon. So we were going to Hawaii in October. My buddy got married in September.
Nice.
At my friend's wedding, I like to pretend I could do the worm. The worm thing.
Yeah.
I can't do it, but
At least try.
any chance I would get,
Yeah.
I'm doing the worm.
Okay.
So
I should make you do it.
Oh, it'd be a train wreck. I might do it in a minute. So at my buddy's wedding, I go to do the worm on this concrete dance floor outside, and I don't brace myself at all. So I just go right down and then flop whatever I'm calling the worm.
Right.
And it's a wedding, it's a good time.
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
So now the night before this too, we were wrestling because we're 12 years old. So I was sore from that to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So this happens. We go home. We're driving home from the wedding the next day. I can't breathe. Like I can't laugh. I can't breathe.
Because you're that sore? Or?
I was that sore. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So like the next day, like laughing hurts. I can't cough. So this is like a week now where like a deep breath is hurting. So I'm like something's wrong. So
Yeah.
go to the doctor. I cracked 2 ribs.
Oh my gosh.
I cracked 2 ribs. I go to the doctor on Monday. We're leaving for Hawaii Thursday, and they're telling me no plane, no ocean, no golf. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
right,
whoa, I mean, this is happening.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's I digress. But
Okay.
what that turned into was I had a very bad back. It messed up my back. So the cracked ribs, like my spine was turning, and my ribs weren't moving with the turn.
Oh.
So it was just causing this horrendous pain in my back forever. And I couldn't do anything. I tried to run. I couldn't run.
So this is 2000.
This is 2008. 2008, like 10 almost,
Really?
10, 11. Yeah, I mean, it was
Wow.
awful. I tried all sorts of stuff. I went to physical therapy, pills, shots, this,
Yes.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
none of those are all Band-Aids.
Wow.
Nothing's going to work. So I couldn't run. So I see my friends doing all these races, and I want to do it. And I'd start to train, and I'd run on the treadmill, and my back, done. Couldn't do it.
Sure, on the tread.
So I start feeling good again, probably, 2013, start feeling good. All right, I'm gonna start running now, do this thing, get on a treadmill, break my foot.
No way.
Break my foot on a treadmill. just
Stress
running.
fracture or?
Yeah, so like right here.
Yeah.
It's the second time I broke the foot in the exact same spot.
Oh.
Actually, I take it back, it was this foot, because I could drive, it was my left foot.
Okay.
Yeah. I broke it playing basketball probably 5 years before that. So when it happened on the treadmill,
Yeah,
I
you
knew
knew right
immediately.
away.
I knew immediately. And because we had a treadmill in our sunroom, so you could still hear it when I'm running in the house,
Yeah.
So I was out there 10 minutes. I'm always like, "What? You're done already?"
You're
I'm
done?
like, she's
Yeah,
like,
I'm done.
I'm like, I broke my foot. She's like, "Come on." I'm like, no, I broke my foot.
Jeez.
And went to the doctor. I was in a cast the next day.
Gosh.
So now I'm back to doing nothing, sitting
Yeah.
around, doing nothing, feeling bad for myself.
This is 2010.
This is 2013 now, so I still can't. I still have back pain at that time, but I can't even do anything now. I'm pushing a cart around the house. It's ridiculous.
Gosh.
So I was gonna try and do a race then, and I couldn't. So cast was a train wreck. They cut me with the saw.
Did they
took
really?
the cast off. It's ridiculous. I tell the chick, I'm like, ow! She thought I was joking around because I'm hilarious.
Yeah. Right.
She takes the thing off and there's blood on it. She goes, "Was that there?" I'm like,
You just
"Was that
cut-
there?" I
you
had a
just cut
cast
me.
on
Yeah,
for
right,
2 months.
right.
Was that there? What are you talking about?
Fresh blood.
So then
You got a stress fracture from.
I run on a treadmill, break my
yes.
foot like a
Yeah.
dope. So finally when I got that off, I started doing yoga with some friends from work.
Okay.
And no joke, that changed my life.
Really?
It absolutely changed my life. Back pain, gone.
Wow.
Absolutely gone. I started losing weight. I started feeling different.
Yeah.
And then my first race I did like the St. Patrick's Day run in Corktown.
Yeah, I've done
in
that
2014.
Okay.
And so that was the first race I ever did.
Yeah.
I think I ran straight 2 miles before I even did it. My
Okay.
wife was like, "You sure you're gonna be able to do
Yeah.
3?" 'Cause I'm like, I'll be fine. So I got through that, and so that first year, I went from I did the 5K. That year I did my first triathlon and first half marathon that whole year,
Wow.
and then
Yeah.
just kept upping it every year from there, race wise,
Yeah.
And I continued to do yoga, and then I just saw somebody liked the page that never been here.
Oh, really? Oh, like a friend of yours liked the
Friend,
page.
it might even have been a friend of a friend. Somehow it popped
Yeah.
up that somebody liked it. So I liked it, started watching the videos, and then I remember seeing it because I go to beat-ups all the time, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I just came in one day,
Yeah.
like a total noob. I'm parked over here.
Yep.
Doesn't even sign up. I don't know. It's class at 12:30. I call
Okay.
it 12:25. There's no one here. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no one working out at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So I call and it was Frankie. He's like, I go, is there room in the 12:30 class? He's like, yeah, well, you better get here,
Right,
What are you
yeah,
doing?
right,
I'm
yeah.
sitting right there. Of course,
Yeah.
I try to go in those doors.
Always.
Yeah, always.
In the mothership, if you're brand new, we know you're brand new if you're trying to come in the front double doors.
Yeah, so come in here, and so I do the first class, and I remember I was with somebody else, and we were both doing initiation, and
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be tough. I could just tell. So,
Yeah.
the first things, you're doing 2 sprints. You're not Prefontaine when you're starting this thing.
Some people.
My man,
Yeah.
flying. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be.
Were you with? Do you know this person that you
Not
were
at all,
with?
no.
Do you now, or have you never seen him?
No, I
Okay.
haven't seen him since. I haven't seen him since. But I mean, he's flying through this thing. I'm like, I don't know if that's
Right.
smart,
Right.
In probably like 15, 20 minutes, he is gone.
He's gone.
He is gone.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Definitely got a page.
and I was dying. So I'm like, I can't imagine coming out so
No.
hard like that.
Uh-uh.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And left. Couldn't walk the next day.
Right.
But had to come back.
Yeah.
Had to. And
That's cool.
just been coming ever since.
That would have been, what would like 2015?
No, it was like July 2014, I think.
14.
Yeah.
So, wow, you've been here for a while then too. Yeah, I knew it's been a while. I just didn't know how far back. And when you mentioned Frankie was the first one teaching you, that's going back a ways. But it's really interesting that you were able to go from, almost sedentary.
No, I
sedentary,
really
yeah.
was. I really was. I was probably. Well, I'll say it. I lost like 50 pounds.
Wow.
After after I
Got
after I broke my foot to when I started doing yoga and everything.
Okay.
We have to do a health assessment at work for
Right.
insurance.
Yeah.
So just turned 30 and I go get this health assessment and you have to pass 4 of these 6 things. No smoking, cholesterol, your
Yes.
sugars, I don't know if it's your BMI, but something with your waist or whatever. I
Yeah.
failed 4 of the 6.
Did you really?
Yeah, so I didn't smoke, so I got that one.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, I must have had good sugars or something, I don't know,
Yes.
something ridiculous. But everything else I failed.
Okay.
And it was just a complete eye-opener. Like,
Yeah.
you got to do this is not good.
You're fortunate that a lot of people get they figure that out too late. You know what I mean? The fact that you were driven either by the numbers or you're scared health wise or you just didn't like that feeling. A lot of people kind of realize that I need to start doing something for myself.
It was
you know?
yeah. It was that day. That day, I said I have to do something. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous. I used to drink a 44-ounce Mountain Dew Slurpee every single day.
Just cutting that out would probably help.
Every single day. My routine was I would put my son to bed and go to 7-Eleven.
Okay.
8:30, 9, whatever.
Yeah.
Every single day. Sometimes I'd have 2.
Yeah.
The amount of sugar in that alone is just
That's crazy.
disgusting.
Yeah.
I stopped drinking pop. I stopped doing Slurpees. Stopped fast food that day. Haven't had fast food since then.
Really?
Cut out everything. And then, I was extreme then. but I haven't had pop since then. Haven't had fast food since
Wow.
then, or a Slurpee for that matter. And
Okay.
I mean, I've completely just replaced it with coffee, which is not that great, but
Depends on-
it's better.
yeah.
I'm trying to keep the sugar out of
Okay.
So but all that sugar and just grossness that I was doing
It's crazy,
is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it was all because of that. That assessment, just something in
That's
it
awesome. Yeah.
hit me.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I had to make a change.
Right. Especially, I mean, at 30 years old, I mean, it's not, I mean, you're still pretty young. I mean,
Sure.
I mean,
But it's crazy that I'm 34 now and I'm
Yeah.
in the absolute best shape I've ever been in my entire
Right.
my entire life. But I mean, I wasn't this fit in high school. I wasn't this fit.
well, I was going
in
to
my
ask
20s,
you that.
you
Like,
know?
what did you do? Like, were you an athlete in high school or?
I was a bowler.
Oh, really?
I'm a good bowler. I'm
Okay.
a real good bowler. I played golf. I played lacrosse in high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, my thing was bowling, and I actually, I hate to say this, it just, I don't even enjoy it. You know what I
You
mean?
were just good at it.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
I understand.
but I mean, that's not like athletic feat or anything. But I
No.
did everything I wanted to do bowling.
Right.
So I don't even do it anymore.
Right.
Like, I get friends ask me they want me to bowl if they want me to bowl.
That's
with them.
funny.
I didn't even enjoy it. It was like some people that you can make money or you just have a good time or whatever.
Yes.
Me, it was like a chore every time I had to go bowling.
Go bowling,
It's like
yeah.
ugh.
That's funny.
I
mean,
like the competition of it because at the last 4 or 5 years I was bowling, it was a cool setup where you were actually bowling against, like if you have 5 guys on your
Yeah.
team, one's going against one, two's going against two. So there
Okay.
was like individual competition as well as a team competition,
Right.
which I liked. I mean, that was the only thing keeping me going was
Okay. The competition.
beating
Yes.
beating someone, But like I said, it was just like it was pressure all the time to have to be good, and
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
it just
So did you start that at a young age?
bowling.
Yeah, you
Oh
had
yeah,
to, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom is a great bowler. I was bowling probably when I was 4.
Were you really?
Yeah.
So like competitively, like growing up through.
Well, yeah. When I started competitively, probably like 8.
Wow.
8 on, and when I was in high school, it was just becoming a letter sport.
Okay.
And
yeah.
now it's like a whole.
It's a thing,
It's
yeah.
like almost cool to do now.
Is it really? Like a hipster? No.
But yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's gone through
Right,
waves,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like real competitive.
Is it?
State championships?
Wow.
Different kind of tournaments, things like that. When I was there, it was like this club thing that some schools
Right.
did,
Mhm.
and there were people that weren't good at bowling. Like
So like they were
It was
doing it like a extracurricular.
yeah,
Yes.
it's like you're not gonna get a guy that can't catch a baseball on varsity baseball,
Right.
but you got a guy
Yeah.
that can't bowl, and so it's.
I see what you're saying.
It's not. It's like I said. It's not like that now. But then when it was just like,
Yeah.
I think my senior year is when it became a letter,
Okay.
and even then it wasn't what it is now, where it's
Right.
like actual talent and competitive and.
So it sounds like you like do keep track of it a little bit, like what's going on, like in high school, or you just know that it's kind of progressed.
Because I had the people I bowled with were still affiliated.
Okay.
There. They were coaches and stuff. So
Yeah.
I see stuff online and stuff, but I literally have no desire to go bowling.
Well, we should. Oh, I was just gonna say, so we shouldn't have said anything and like host like a bowling outing for
That'd be
Syphus.
funny.
Just be a
That'd be
ringer,
funny.
man. Be like, we had a Punch Bowl social last year. I mean, I wasn't there, but I like.
Yeah,
I know
that's
yeah.
fake bowling.
Right.
They have it's like 5 pins on strings.
Okay.
It's not.
It's not. I didn't know if it was a real alley. I haven't been there.
I don't even waste my
Okay.
time with it.
Yeah. So, one of the things that the viewers probably don't know is that Joe here puts together like some epic playlists on Spotify. Usually, if we got like Push for Pink, whatever it is, not Quest. That's probably like
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. You had something else too before.
Oh, we did we had a eclipse or not an eclipse.
Yes.
There was shooting stars or something one day.
Yeah, the Perseids or something, wasn't it? That?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got here at like 4:10
Yeah.
that morning.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't see anyway. But
Right.
I made a playlist for that. There was
Yeah.
like 3 people here.
Yeah.
And the music was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I think it was Z was here. She came to the class after and we played the playlist again and we waited to see how long she would take to realize
Right.
what is happening.
Like,
and
what's
like
going on?
it was like 3 songs. I can't remember the song it was, but it's such a ridiculous song. And she's like,
Yeah.
what is happening right now?
Right.
You know, it was fun.
There's like every now and then, like I mean, like I'll put on a playlist or whatever. But I think it was either Push for Pink, and we replayed it again. I'm like, where the hell did you come up with this song? Like, how does it pertain to? And then it'll like I'll hear like a lyric. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
You know? So you definitely got a good ear for either. I'm a lyrics guy, and then obviously if it sounds good too, that's
Yeah.
different. But do you have any like favorite artists, or are you just kind of all over the board? Or?
Yeah, I like tons of genres of music, tons of artists. I enjoy pop music. A lot of my friends can't stand pop music and make fun of me for
like
liking
current
it.
pop.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'll listen to top 40 all day. I mean, it to me, I want to preface this. I have 0 music ability
Okay.
at all. I just like music.
Yeah.
I can't sing. I think I can sing. I know I can't.
You don't have to be good at it to like it.
Right, absolutely. But I don't. But then I don't like to. I don't like to criticize.
I see what you're saying.
People either.
Some people are like, well, you don't really appreciate it because you don't know how to play it.
Yeah, or
you don't know what they're doing.
people selling out or whatever that
Yes.
means. I mean, it's their job trying to make
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I never got hating an artist for making money.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, changing their sound or
it is what it
yeah,
is.
right.
Just like anything, it's absolutely subjective, and
totally.
some people are going to make stuff you like, and then they're going to make stuff you don't like, and some people are going to make stuff you don't like at all.
Yeah.
But the doing it is talent. Whether it's
Totally.
you know, like who is it? Like I guess are the Rolling Stones like a great band? I would say yeah, but I mean they're extremely talented
Yes.
at playing music, writing music, performing. But a guy like Flo Rida, you would never think put those two in the same category.
Yeah.
But what he does is a talent. He has a talent.
Yes. Yeah.
He's able to make one song a year that you will know.
Yeah.
You will hear it 1,000 times. Makes tons of money.
Yeah.
And people sing it and want to hear it. I mean, that's talent.
Right. You can't
a
deny
normal
that.
person can't do that.
Right.
So
If
whether
they
it's
could, they'd be doing it.
yeah, well, you know,
Yeah.
as cheesy or as ridiculous as it sounds,
Yeah.
it's a different talent, but it is a talent.
It is.
And if I like the song, I like the song.
That's an interesting take. Yeah. I've never thought of it that way. So.
And I mean, it sounds. My favorite band is Train.
I know.
I've told you
that's-
that plenty of times.
My wife and I are pretty big Train fans too. We've seen them a few times.
And I think older, which I think most of them are, I'd say 70% of their fans are older.
Yes.
Would consider them sellouts.
Yes.
I think now.
Because they're hit after hit after hit. and
It's an absolutely different band.
It
It
is.
really is. They started as a 3-person, you know, like folk singer-songwriter,
Yes.
you know, rock band. And now you go to a concert. Listen, the concert's still awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, they got 2 backup singers, 2 guitarists, a different guitarist. The original guitarist is gone. So really, it's
not
only
the
Pat.
Howie Mandel guy.
Oh, he's gone.
He's
Yeah,
gone?
He's doing his own music now.
Is he really?
And I don't think there was bad blood.
Okay.
He just said it's a different band, and it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's a completely different band.
They have
But
different sounds.
I still,
Right.
I can go to that concert for 2 hours. I will know every single song. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm amazed at how
it's
much
not
he's able
everybody's
to-
cup of tea. But
No, it's not. Like, so Meredith or my wife and I went to a John Mayer concert. Like, John Mayer's he's probably my favorite artist next to some, you know, like rock bands and stuff like that. But it was, we went and got pretty good seats. I think it was for like her birthday or my birthday or something like that. And Train was opening up for John Mayer. And we were just blown away just by like how he can sing.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh my God, it sounds just like he did on like his CDs or
Yeah.
you know iTunes or whatever it is, and it's just I was blown away by that. And then John Mayer came out, and he was completely like trashed or something like that. And this was like my 12th, 13th time seeing John Mayer. I was like, man, like it was amazing how much better Train was, and so we ended up seeing Train again the next time we were in town.
See, that's the kind of group I was talking about too, where like even like somebody like Lady Gaga too, where she's got a gimmick and then people discredit the talent she has.
Right.
She's a ridiculous talent. You know, she writes all her music, she plays it.
Yes.
She just wore meat one time,
and she markets herself in a different way.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Eminem too. Like when he was first coming on the scene.
Right.
It's branding yourself and then being able to.
Well, they're trying to make money. I mean, it's their job. I mean, it's not crazy for these people to try to make money. They're not they're not going on tour, leaving their family, living on a tour bus to make the dude in skinny jeans happy because he didn't play a song on the radio.
Right.
He played a deep cut from their first album. Like it's their job, guys. Like, you know.
It is. It's interesting you say that. I mean, because not all of them have families. You know, so I was thinking about that. Like, some of them probably are, like, especially coming in, they probably are in it for the fame. They are in it. It's still money. They're making money.
I mean, at some point, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, touring does seem cool, but a group that's been at it for years, it's got to be a pain in the ass for them. It's got to be all about money, you know?
Yes. Especially as you get, I mean, Train, I mean, he's in his 50s probably, isn't he?
He's got to be,
I saw some behind-the-scene documentary of him. And he, like, I was cracking up laughing because, like, he was like, yeah, like, talking about, like, his pre-show, like, routine. He's like, you know, I usually do, like, he's like 45, 60 minutes of yoga before I go out there. 60 minutes of yoga before you go out and do that show. That's insane. So, but I was like,
he separated his shoulder this year and still did his, like, South American European tour with, like, a sling.
Really? Yeah. I mean, and to his credit too, like you said, like, they're a different band. They're like, sometimes I do judge like how bands are able to do by not always sounding the same in every single hit.
That's how you know, you could alienate your fans by doing that. But you got to look at it from their perspective too. At this point, I'm sure he's got tons of money. I don't think he's doing it for money now.
He's having fun.
He's being creative and trying something different.
I like that.
He's having fun. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't have to like it.
No, you don't have to like it. And it's.
But why would you then start hating him?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you still liked them for, 7 years, and then from year 7 to 14, you don't like them. So now 1 through 7 are gone?
Right.
No, 1 through 7 are still just as great as when you liked them.
And I'm the same way with John Mayer. Like, John Mayer's changed his sound very much so, a lot, because he had like the throat cyst, and he had to have that removed. And I don't necessarily like his newer stuff in comparison to his older stuff, because he's gotten away from, like, some of his acoustic roots. But then it's like you said, it's almost like not liking somebody because of the different transitions they've gone through their life, but they're still the same person, and they created all that great stuff before.
Yeah, it doesn't negate the great stuff they did.
Yeah.
The new stuff might be great to someone else. But he's doing the Grateful Dead now, right?
Yeah, he's been doing that, the Dead and Company, and I had tickets to go see them at DTE last year, and then I think they're in town in a couple weeks, I think it is. But unfortunately, I don't know. I know like one Grateful Dead song, and I got a buddy. When I say buddy, he's like one of my mentors who's late 50s, maybe 60 now. Absolutely loves Grateful Dead. So
how does he feel about John Mayer doing it? That seems like something that would.
Yeah, it's like I don't really know his like true opinion about it, because I was all down to go. I was going to go with him last year, but he was like, yeah, he can really play the guitar. Well, yes, he can really play the guitar. But that's about all I know, and that's probably what most people.
You know who else can play the guitar that you wouldn't think can play the guitar? Adam Levine.
Can absolutely
shred.
Can he?
Yes.
Yeah. So that we saw Train in Maroon 5 when they came back in town, and that was the one I surprised my wife. I'm like, we're gonna get front row seats. That was a mistake, because now she's in love with Adam Levine. She's like, I want you to cut your hair like him. I'm like, I'm not gonna look like him just by cutting my hair.
You guys could have been in the 200 section. She's gonna fall in love with him.
I know.
Okay,
so
models.
Yeah, but they're very talented. That's another band that's kind of like, he's very pop. Like I don't know.
In their first album was like a rock album.
It was.
And he was in a band before, which I guess was awful. I've heard like one song from it. It was not very good.
What was the name of it?
They were called, I think, Kara's Flowers, I think was the name of their band. It was awful. But yeah, now it's almost the same sort of pattern as Train, where like, I mean, he doesn't even care either. He's like, I'm making money, and I'm gonna stay on The Voice as long as I can and just make money.
He's the only one
why wouldn't you?
it's like they figured out the recipe to success.
Right.
Why veer from it? You know?
Yeah. If you're, as long as you, I guess, I'm gonna tell artists how to do their job, but I mean,
Yeah.
as long as they're like happy with it, who are you to tell them
Exactly.
what to do?
Yeah. And it's, I mean, I guess that's true
Especially
pretty much
with
any
that
profession,
business,
though. But
you know, how
yeah.
those guys get so screwed over.
That's
you
what
know,
I was gonna say.
yeah.
I mean, there's people above them. I mean, maybe not Adam Levine and stuff like that, but like people above, like the underlings, telling them, well, this is how you should look, and this is how
Right.
you should come off, and you're gonna sing the song this way and these lyrics. And I mean, we've all seen, you know, like the Britney Spears and how that kind of stuff, like those people turn out. And
Right, and you got a girl like Kesha who
Yeah.
sort of had that, you know, Lady Gaga start where she had a gimmick and,
yep.
you know, funny, hooky songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets this ridiculous producer who drags her through the coals, you know,
Right.
and then she finally is able to come out.
Yeah.
And her album, she just,
Now
it's awesome.
And like I remember seeing, it must have been it was either Fallon, I think it was Fallon, and I was like blown away. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, you don't think she can
Yeah, I
sing?
was
She
like-
can actually sing.
Miley Cyrus is the same way. It's like
Yeah.
extremely talented. It's like sometimes you maybe judge a book by its cover, or maybe they're in the tabloids or something like that. But then like you actually see their talent, you're like, wow, they're
I think it's
gifted.
just the way the business is. You gotta get. I guess it's probably changed now, but it seemed like that was the blueprint where you have to have the gimmick to
Yes.
get the attention.
Yes.
Don't worry, you know, I don't even need talent. And then there were people that abused that and had a gimmick with no talent
Right.
and was able to capitalize,
Right.
but they're gone.
Yeah.
And then you got people like Miley Cyrus who
Right.
can absolutely sing.
Right.
She can write her own music. And then, Katja, I have a song on. She's got a song called "Woman" that I've been playing. It's a total like female anthem. But I love it.
Like
you know?
Christina Aguilera.
Yeah,
whatever
it's a great, it's a
Fighter,
it's a-
Survivor,
yeah,
whatever it is.
and just an empowering song, and you can just tell she's like,
Mhm.
you know, released from whatever
Totally.
she was going through. It's
Yeah.
it's cool.
It's really cool, and that's I was thinking about like Ed Sheeran's kind of like the flip of that. You know, he was writing all these songs for other people
Right.
and extremely gifted, but didn't really probably have the marketable look or anything like that.
Exactly.
And then he burst on
Yeah.
the scene, and he's like,
And now this bald-headed, red-haired guy
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
right.
acoustic guitars
Yeah.
selling out $30,000 arenas, or
I mean-
30,000 seat.
maybe that's a good thing. I mean, like a glimpse at society. He's like, all right, now we're starting to appreciate music for really what it is. I mean, maybe not all across the board, but
But for an artist like that
Yeah.
to be a pop act is
Yes.
pretty crazy.
right. And it's maybe that's attributing to like how widespread media is, and we're able to access so much of
Yeah.
it, and maybe not necessarily judge everything on face value, and it's not really crammed down our throats like TRL back when we were kids. You
Which
know?
actually they just brought back.
I heard they were bringing that back.
Yeah, it's back.
Yeah, which I'm sure we'll be watching that too. Is it going to be the old stuff, or is it what's current?
No, I haven't seen it. It's on now.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's got to be.
It's not Carson Daly anymore, is
No,
it?
no. I think I saw a DJ Khaled on there, but I don't know if they're just like rotating hosts. I didn't see
Yeah.
that, but it's definitely back.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen music on MTV, you know,
No.
forever, but I watched the Real World,
Yeah.
Road Rules, the challenges.
All that
Still
stuff.
watching the challenges. I mean, I was watching the challenges when I was, like, you know, in 12th grade or
Yeah.
7th grade.
Or
really.
spring break. I remember like always like got to
Summer
tune into
Jam,
spring
yeah.
break. Like,
Oh,
like,
well,
yeah,
yeah.
right. Yeah. Being a young like whatever middle
Yeah, it was,
school.
it
yeah.
was TVMA for us back then.
Yeah, that and Jennifer McCarthy and
Oh, Singled
stuff
Out?
like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Singled
yeah,
Out,
yeah.
right. Those man, that's taking me back. And Beavis and Butthead, like that. Like my parents, were like you can't watch that. I was
Right.
like you could not do that.
Yeah.
That's funny how.
Do you remember Liquid? Was it Liquid TV or something? It was like right before it was on before Beavis and Butthead, and it was animated. I can't remember what it was. Liquid something, but it was all weird. I think Daria might have came out of that.
Daria, I remember.
Yeah.
But the one you're talking about, not really.
It was I can't think of what it was, but it was something strange.
Singled
Then
Out,
it led
yeah,
into
jeez.
Beavis and Butthead, but same
Yeah.
thing. Like we weren't supposed to be watching it, but
Right.
we were watching it.
Yeah. That's funny, man.
Yeah, I watched some bad TV.
You did?
No,
Yeah.
I watch
Oh.
currently.
Oh, you
I-
currently watch bad TV.
Yes,
Yeah.
if anything on Bravo,
Really?
I watch.
That's
I
funny.
watched the Real Housewives of Atlanta before I came
Oh
here
my
today.
gosh!
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't have a conversation. I have no clue what
It's
you're talking about.
I mean it's the most ridiculous. It's not even real, but I
Right.
can't not like anything they put on that channel. I'll watch. It's not good.
That's one thing I can't relate. I mean, if I watch anything, it's usually the news or like recorded.
Can you watch the news right now?
Well, that's just as sad and depressing in many regards.
Yeah.
But for me, I need to see kind of like what's going on now, like right here and right now. I don't care about somebody else's beef with. I don't.
It's
know.
not even real.
I guess
it's not
it's
even
an
real.
escape from
Yeah.
like if that's what you're going for is an escape.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I'd rather I'd rather watch two people for an hour argue about a wig than hear, you know,
Some
killed
politician or yes.
all the politics. I mean,
Well, for me, like sometimes hearing local news, I'm like, we got to turn this off. Especially
It's-
like a young one in the
yes,
house.
you
I'm like,
can't have it on.
No,
You
it's
can't
just
even
like
have it on.
yeah, and it's like nothing but like scaring and,
Yes.
and you're afraid and you don't want the questions and
yeah,
you know,
that's
it's
yeah.
and it's
Got to find the mute real quick sometimes.
Right.
Like, please don't ask.
yes, yeah. Like for me, if it's something that's on my DVR, it's like Modern Family or it used to be The Office, like that kind of stuff. But yeah, usually it's just the news. Honestly, my face is usually buried in
Right.
Syphus, writing workouts all
Sure.
day long. But yeah, it's just or hockey. I watch the Wings or like we totally got rid of everything. We were just doing streaming for a while. And
Okay.
I was like, I don't have like FSN Detroit. I want to make sure I get games, and so it's been a first time in a while where I'm like trying to get back into. It's a bad year to do it, but
Yeah, they're not very good.
No.
Have you been to the new arena?
I haven't been because last I checked, they were like $90 a seat, and I want to bring my son, but like I'm like, well, maybe if they keep doing poorly, they'll go down a little bit.
Well, it's not even just to a point. There's no one there. They,
Mhm.
I went to the Pistons opener.
Oh, you did?
And they were handing out tickets. I mean, they gave away like 10,000 tickets that game. And I was an idiot. Bought tickets early, paid over. And
Yeah.
then you get there, the place is empty.
Wow.
And they were trying to like justify it by it's a new arena. People are walking around.
Mhm. Well, they said that all on like TV, and the concourse is so beautiful. Well, don't detract from the game,
Right.
But I mean, it's pretty nice though, right?
It's
Yeah.
cool, yeah. I've been there I think 3 times now. Went for 2 basketball games, and then me and my buddy went to the WWE pay-per-view.
Okay.
Hell in a Cell. It was pretty cool.
I was never into wrestling growing up, but
I'm actually missing Monday Night Raw right now.
well, I hope it's on.
I got a DVR.
Okay, good. Wow, shoot, it must have been like 1990, 91. When was that Joe Louis with Hulk Hogan? If you were into wrestling, you would know what it is. Like WrestleMania? Does that make sense?
Well, I don't think WrestleMania was
Okay.
there.
It was like
they've
Jake-
done WrestleMania at
Silverdome.
well, they did at Ford Field
Okay.
when
Oh.
our president was there. 2005.
2005? Oh,
Yeah,
really? I didn't
yeah.
know that. Shoot. No, this was in like the 90s with Joe Louis Arena. Hulk Hogan against like Jake the Snake or something, and or the Undertaker. I think that's what it was. I don't remember. I don't know anything about wrestling, but man, you do like seeing people like fake fight and stuff. I mean, going from Hollywood Housewives
Yeah,
and then you're
they're
going-
different fights, but yeah,
Right.
I never thought of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
it's kinda
well, I mean, it's not wrestling's not fake.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. You still got to be physically.
you can hurt yourself.
Okay.
I mean, just pulling wigs, you can hurt yourself too.
Right. So, all right, man. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I mean, that's a great thing to end on is just wrestling. But this is fun. I think we should do it again. Maybe invite somebody else into the mix.
There's room.
There is room.
Beanbag chair, maybe?
Exactly. Maybe do some demonstrations for form and stuff like that in Syphus. But this was good. We kind of got away from Syphus a little bit and just
Yeah.
talk it out, man. All right. Until next time, guys. Tune in. Thanks.